What is the shadow self? As you can see behind me here, here's a nasty, evil shadow. And this man is fighting it. He's boxing the shadow. This is the shadow of himself. It's a reflection of himself. It's a reflection of perhaps parts of himself that he doesn't like, that he represses, that he pushes away and blocks out and pretends it doesn't exist. It's not real. It doesn't exist at all. But in fact, it actually does. It's a part of you that you refuse to acknowledge. And here he is. He's faced with it, and he's trying to defeat it. He's trying to destroy it. That's not how you deal with the shadow self. So what is the shadow self? Well, I guess really the first question to really ask is, do you know who you are as a person? Because a lot of us, we think that we have an idea as to the type of person that we are, but it's very surface level stuff. It's stuff that's all in the ego. It's things that are determined by a whole bunch of things in this physical reality. It's not the actual representation of us on a deeper level. So as a result, do we really know who we are? Oftentimes not. We may think that we do, but a lot of times we don't truly know who we are. Is there something else deep within you that controls your actions? So perhaps let's just use this as an example here. This is shadow here, this evil shadow. As you can see, it also has boxing gloves on as well. Gonna fight him back. Perhaps this shadow has been controlling him all this time. This is something that's been deep within him that has been controlling him, and he's not even been aware of it at all. He's had no idea that he's been controlled by this shadow. He's just completely oblivious to it. This is something deep down within him controlling his every action. And thus, when he feels as though, I know who I am, I have an understanding as to the type of person that I am, he doesn't really know because there's something else controlling him. And it's the shadow self. The things that he fears, the things that he represses, the things that he refuses to acknowledge, haunt him, control him, and he refuses to acknowledge it and just push it away, and then it causes more and more problems. Major issue there. The shadow self is formed from things that you repress and problems in the past. So if you have had a very rough upbringing, if you've gone through a lot of personal traumatic incidents in the past, then what happens is you repress those, they control a lot of your actions, and then you begin to realize, like, why is it so hard for me to perhaps make friends? Why is it so challenging for me to just be productive in life, to organize things correctly, to handle my emotions? Why is it so challenging for me to do that? Often it's because of the shadow self. The shadow self is harboring a lot of these repressed issues from the past trauma that you have not acknowledged at all, past issues and problems that are just kind of lingering there, and they control you. Take, for example, someone who has been abandoned their entire life, their entire upbringing. They wonder why, as an adult, they keep attracting people into their life that are abandoning them. Why is my friend betraying me and abandoning me? Why are they leaving my life? Why are they refusing to reply to me and talk with me? Why do I keep losing so many friends? And the thing is, it's very conflicting what happens, because a lot of times they could blame the other person, or they could blame themselves. And both of these, I think, to the extreme, are very incorrect to do and very harmful. Because you can't be blaming someone else for all of your problems, but you also cannot be blaming yourself for every single thing, every single bad thing that happens to you, because it just brings you down even more. Instead, this person has to realize, well, is this person actually abandoning me, or am I just interpreting it as abandonment? It's like, just because they didn't reply immediately, does that mean that they've abandoned me? And then perhaps they take an action, like they send a message to a friend and they don't reply within 15 minutes or so. It's like, you were never really a good friend of mine. It's like, you're just going to abandon me like this. And it's like this very dramatic way. And then it makes the friend be like, What's your problem? Why are you doing that? Because this person is overreacting to something. Or it could be any sort of number of other circumstances that end up occurring that really put the person in a place that makes it feel as though the other person is responsible, or that they start blaming themselves, like, I can never attract the right person into my life. I will never have the right person in my life. I will always be abandoned by other people. And then they end up pushing people away, shutting them down, and not allowing anyone to enter their life. All of this stems from something that happened in their childhood. They were perhaps very abandoned. So this shadow self was formed here that is controlling their every action, controlling them, basically saying, hey, that person who has not replied to you, they're abandoning you. You better do something about that. It's that kind of like little voice within their mind that is controlling them, controlling their actions, controlling their behavior. And they may not even be aware. They could be completely oblivious to it. And that's the major issue here, because these are deep, darkest problems that they refuse to acknowledge. And it causes a lot of problems in this person's life. When you keep repressing a lot of these emotions and feelings and a lot of these traumatic incidents that happen, you just keep blocking them out. You don't want to handle them. You don't want to talk about them. You don't want to bring them up. What does that end up leading to? It can lead to severe anxiety, depression, and relationship turmoil. It can cause all sorts, a myriad of problems within your life. It really can. And unless you're able to get better control over these things within your life and actually acknowledge the things that you don't want to acknowledge, then things will not actually improve. So that really is the first step of actual healing when it comes to this shadow self. When it comes to this evil, vile creature that just wants to beat you up and control you. I mean, you don't necessarily want to do what he does and just beat it up. Okay, that's because you're beating up a part of yourself. This is still part of you. This is still you. You got to treat it with respect. But the main thing you have to do is you have to acknowledge it. That is one of your first steps to being a healthier version of you. Because if you can't acknowledge it, let's just say he turns his back. It's like, okay, the shadow's behind me. I don't think about it. It's, even when we're walking down the street, the sun's shining on us, our shadow, we're not paying attention to our shadow. We're not paying attention to that. Most of us don't acknowledge it. So acknowledgement of this deeper part of you, this shadow self, will allow you to get better control, allow you to understand yourself better, and start to realize, that's why the way that I am. That is why. I am this way because of what happened in the past. And it's controlling my every action, and I let it control me. But now I'm aware of it. I have acknowledgement, and I can begin to start to change some of those things. So acknowledge the shadow, and then you will start to notice some progress just in that in itself. And then you get the help that you need in order to combat the actual problems that the shadow is causing within your life. Okay? So if you would like to schedule a one-on-one session with me, you can do so on my website over at autumnasphodel.com/coaching. You can schedule a free 15-minute consultation. So I look forward to working with you if you would like to handle and tackle some of these issues. So take care. Have a great one.